Divine greetings, entities, energies, the lovelies, bodies of light, seekers, and the sojourners of truth. 144, chosen of the chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth. From my heart to yours, I am Celestial Earth, in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than dimension number 5. Bringing you lots of peace, love, greetings, and all of that great stuff. With that said, I bring you the news to infuse as you so choose to infuse on the light grid, that cosmic news, and happy whatever day this is for you. I'm going to say happy Venus Day as the messenger passes Venus. It passes closest to Venus today on the 3rd, November 3rd. And now I'm more aware of this messenger. At the time that I did when it passed close to Mars, it was October 3rd. So from October 3rd to November 3rd, we're seeing a switch, a flick of the wrist, if you will, between the two. These are two personal planets. Earth is in between the two. And I'm going to explain a little bit more. I'm being reminded. Let me do a little house sweeping right now before I get into the details of Venus, the messenger passing through Venus, and just what is Venus saying, what's exuding from Venus, what are the messages being relayed and translated. So before I do that, let me take this time to continue to send my love and light to all those that are in Jamaica, those that are not in Jamaica and feel in Jamaica, those of us who are sentient beings that can feel, especially when you're barefoot on the ground and we can communicate. I want to remind us that this is really pulling those of us who are sentient to remind us that we can connect vibrationally. Everything is vibrational, so you can feel your loved ones, you can feel the panic, you can feel the grief, you can feel those who choose to be in joy because they have life. So with all that said, sending all that love, I'll do a separate video about things that can be done. What I want to do is I want to reach out to those of you who do follow, those of you who are preparing for the retreat. Yes, I'm still going to have the retreat in Jamaica. The retreat is going to be on the east side of the island, so it didn't get the hit that the west side got, so we can still have the retreat that is coming up in April. Continue to look out for that. And for those who are just loving Jamaica or want to support, I'm asking for support. I'm asking for donations. I want to pack 2 or more. Right now I have on my mind 2. Every little bit counts, whatever you can do. So like 2 barrels. They're saying that we can send for this month up until November 28th. We can send goods down there. We can use shipping duty free until the 28th of November. So I do want to take advantage of that and send whatever I can send. So whatever donations you can send helps. And that is separate. That has nothing to do with the retreat, but I'm asking those of you who love Jamaica or are looking forward to being there for the retreat, that want to help, if it's calls on your heart to help and you want to support, this is one of the ways that you can, so that I can get some supplies down to specific areas. I do have people on the west side, and I encourage those of you who want to do something to find someone that you know in that area, boots on the ground, rather than giving into the government, because as we all know, there's a lot of corruption and all of that, and it does not reach the people who need it. So if you want it to be effective and help those who can actually receive it, I suggest getting in touch with those who are actually on the ground, packing supplies up now, or sending something directly to someone that you know who can get it, who can use it. So my part right now at this point, there's going to be more, but at this point I'm looking for any donations specifically right now to get a little small pack generator. This was specifically asked of someone over there, and I want to be able to send that to them as well in this shipment. So if you can, that's very well. It's a decent size pack. That's not even one of those big expensive generators. It's like $200. So at least getting that as soon as possible, those of you who can get that to us. So thank you for the help in whatever way that you can. With that said, my next news of housekeeping is to remind us to please like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the notification button. I did a live earlier speaking about it because some of you are not able to see my channel because there's some funny business going on, and a lot of YouTubers know this. Like, if you're not monetized, like and they can't use you in that way, they tend to kind of shadow you. I don't know if that's what they call shadow banning or whatever. So that's something that's definitely happening. So what I say, if you haven't seen me in your feed, go to the channel. I strongly suggest going to the channel. Things you can do to bring the presence back forward, because they can't we set the algorithm. So this is why a lot of people ask, like, subscribe, share. So if you're watching the video, like for me, when I watch videos, especially if it's a channel I'm interested in, automatically I like. As soon as I go there, I like, because that helps it. So if you're watching the video, please, right now, if you didn't already do it, like. If you don't know what comments to make, send emojis. All of these help with the algorithms so that there can be more presence, and we can get it to those in remote places. I know you hear me say that, but this is imperative to really bring the presence back to the forefront. So you can go to the channel. You don't even have to watch the whole video. Just pick a video, pick a few of them if you have the time. If it does show up on your feed, I suggest even if you're not ready to watch it yet, that's fine. At least click it. Click it for two reasons. Click it so that it's in your history, so you can go back to it. I do that all the time. If I'm not going to watch something right away, but I'm interested, I click on it anyway so that it's in my history and I can go back to it. So that's one reason. Secondly, click it just because it helps to tell the algorithm, I want to see this or more of this. So thank you for adding to that, and this is specifically for the new subscribers that have just joined. This is a way that you can help. Other than that, thank you for those who joined the root chakra workshop, and the next workshop, the next one, 3-day workshop, is going to be the sacral, and that's going to be later on in the month, probably more towards the end, after the detox. We're going to do a detox to detach, and this is something that really helped. I have heard back that they were saying thank you. One of our members, thank you, because if it wasn't for that, they would not have gotten through certain things within this past year in doing the detox to detach. And this is detoxing not just your foods, but we do it through foods, but detoxing the mind, the neurological, if you will, the neuros, your nervous system. The mind-to-body complex needs a detox, and we do it through the physical body in engagement with the mental, emotional mind aspect at a very spiritual level. So this is really helpful. It's not every day. We don't meet every day. We meet once or twice, because we meet once and then I give you the instructions. We do what we do throughout the week. For those who want to check in, we do check in through our WhatsApp group if you want to share any information. But you don't have to be in a 3-day or 7-day workshop. We meet once or twice, and that will start on Sunday. So you have from now till Sunday to email me. The description will be below, and you just have to put detox to detach to let me know. And also one-on-ones are available. If anyone missed the root chakra workshop, you can purchase a one-on-one root chakra workshop, and I can kind of condense it. I've opened myself to that. It's actually the idea of someone else that is gifting it. Thank you for your support. That is gifting it to someone dear to them. So since I'm available for that, I'm making myself available as well for those who want to purchase that 1-day, condensing everything into the 3 steps into a one-on-one session. So you're invited to do that as well if you want to have that in your pocket before the sacral workshop. With that said, 5D calendars are still available. Get them at a 5D corner near you. Venus. So let's pack this. Let's pack this for Venus. I want to talk about this Venus, the messenger that's passing through Venus. Venus is the planet of beauty, and there's a lot going on right now as the messenger does what it does. Remember, we just had the perihelion on the 29th, the same day as Hurricane Melissa, the same pivot of the messenger is the same pivot of the hurricane, and I did that video already. Now after that, or while that was happening, there were corona mass ejections, like the sun is like just giving it up with the messenger. There's an exchange, right? And most of us, a lot of people are saying they don't know, or they're saying NASA's hiding things. I want to say this: regardless of what NASA is hiding, those of us who are attuned and in tuned knows what's happening. We're getting the messages. We know what 3i Atlas is doing, our cosmic messenger, and we're receiving the messages, and we're witnessing, we're observing and witnessing what is happening in our very solar system. And it is an exciting time to just watch this unfold, to watch the interactions of the planets, to engage more at a very cosmic level as we come online, as the planet comes online, and as our entire solar system comes online. So Venus is bringing the beauty. What I'm seeing about Venus, thank you, bird. Oh, and the moon is now up. As we wax to the full moon, and that is something else that is coming up. So this is happening in between the perihelion and the upcoming full moon in Taurus, which Taurus, Venus also rules Taurus. So there's a lot of little Venus connection going on here. Venus is being the planet of beauty, not just for aesthetics, not just for what we see, but beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and it does help you to hold the truth that is there to be told. And so we're asking ourselves, what is the beauty in anything and everything, including those who may be going through some kind of devastation, not just in Jamaica, but those where earthquakes are hitting, other islands that were hit by Melissa, Cuba and Haiti. So regardless of the devastation, do you see beauty? Can you see the beauty beyond the opposition, the adversity? Because and I'm not saying hope type of beauty, like, yeah, I hope it's gonna be, it's a knowing, it's a beauty in the growing that is showing, and it is a knowing, and it's the maturation of Venus. When we mature, we see truth of what is, and that beauty, wherever there's beauty, there's truth, beauty, and goodness. That is a trinity of a part of consciousness, a part of the divinity. It's a divinity trinity. Wherever you see beauty, you will find the truth and goodness. And Venus brings that. Venus harmonizes. So she's amplifying the harmony. As the messenger passes Venus, remember, as it comes from the perihelion, there was an exchange in that explosion as the corona mass ejection came out on that side of the sun towards the messenger. And then the messenger is giving, like, there's an exchange of information. Definitely the messenger is sending some waves, just like it's letting off gas in our solar system. So it's definitely gaining a charge, right, as it made the perihelion, passing the sun, and the sun is speaking back to it. You can look it up. You'll see it if you look it up and watch certain geophysicists and other people who have those images. You will see it lets off a couple of times. So that information, we may not know exactly what it is, but it's like we do know, right? We know vibrationally. There's a lot of us that are here going, oh, sookie, like, what's coming with that, and what is it bringing? And as it passes, moves a little further away, it passes closer to Venus. So now whatever charge it has gotten and what it continues to release in its seeding, it is now activating and amplifying Venus harmony, a maturation of beauty, of knowing what true beauty is. Beauty in our awareness, beauty in the harmony of dualities, This is a mature Venus who has accountability. This is a Venus who has already gone through the checkpoints with Saturn a couple times, as so did Mars. So Mars was the first one to get the messenger passing through on October 3rd. And it was in the house. We were in the house of Libra at that time. Right? And I'm going to do a video that, thank you, Plant. I'm going to do a video showing the interaction, the energy exchange between Mars and Venus, because it's almost like they do a flip. So at that time, it was Mars that it was passing October 3rd while we were in the house of Libra. Now, a month later, on November 3rd, it is passing Venus in the house, in its house, right? At the time, let me mention, at that time, Mars, it still is, was in its house. Mars is the ancient ruler of Scorpio. So it was in its home house, in its house, in its ancient house, that was really highlighting us looking at the maturation of Mars, not being aggressive but assertive, not looking for war, but looking through the wisdom of war, that we don't have to fight. And so that's the maturingness of the assertiveness that was bringing itself forward. And in that house, while we were in the house of Libra at that time, or Ma'at if you have the calendar. And now Venus on November 3rd, while we are now in the house of Sekhmet, in the house of Scorpio, is now in Ma'at, right? In her home of Libra. So at that time, Mars was in his home. Now Venus is in her home, while we are in the opposite, so to speak. Not opposite as in not opposition in the stars, but the opposite of them being in their home, right? So faithfully, that's not confusing. So with that said, what's happening with Venus while the messenger is passing her, amplifying her beauty, her understanding, the message of harmony is really amplified. And with that said, there's an opposition. This is also what she's bringing to us. There's an opposition. Chiron is in opposition of Libra, while Chiron is in Aries, and Chiron is the wounded healer. So this is a very opportune time to have the healer be brought through beauty, right? They're opposite, but in this opposition, we're finding the balance. And being that she is in her home, she's really, what I would say, thriving on finding the balance and bringing that beauty in through these unhealed wounds that Chiron is highlighting for us, and it's in retrograde at that. So it's like, let's go over this. This is some stuff that we might have missed, and it's going over what we've already, been through, more likely. But it's bringing it with beauty at this point in time, with Venus being amplified by the cosmic messenger, right, as that celestial body. It's like we're all being upgraded, all the planets, not just Earth, all planets. Every planet is being called into duty with this cosmic messenger, like just letting off this essence into our solar system atmosphere. And so she's being brought into an exaltation, if you will, being exalted in what she does at this time while the messenger is passing and approaching the full moon. Now the full moon being a full moon in Taurus, which Venus also rules Taurus, ruling the very, very physical, right? The physical, the element is earth, so the physical things in earth, and it's really helping us to look at our perspectives on how we have seen things physically. This full moon that is approaching is also, and this is just days before the full moon. Like the same thing happened last month when it passed Mars. It was like days before the full moon, just a few days before. I believe the full moon was on the 7th. This time the full moon is on the 5th. So just days before the full moon, this is amplified energy, and the full moon is highlighting, you know, where we were 6 months ago. It's reflective energy. So reflecting what was in Taurus 6 months ago, what has been happening since then when we were in the Taurus season, and there were quite a few things happening at that time, including recognizing Black Moon Lilith and where she was in Scorpio. Like there was a whole thing going on with that as well. There was also what was it, Saturn. There was a conjunction there. I believe it was maybe Saturn. There was an aspect. I wouldn't say conjunction. It might have been Saturn and Uranus or Neptune and Uranus. But either way, there was something happening there that was specific with Uranus, having to do with radical change, as Uranus was in Taurus. And now in its retrograde, dipping back into Taurus. So there's this resounding vibration. And Venus brings the beauty in it. Now with the messenger passing Venus, amplifying the beauty, it's saying, let's look at this again. But now we have help with the understanding. And the reason why I feel like beauty is so important, I always had a great teacher, my father, who's no longer here, but he is, always said, the things that you're interested in, you're open to. And that's how I see beauty. Like whenever you're reading something that you've never read before, his advice was always look at something that's familiar to you or something that you like, right? Something that's familiar to you, it stands out to you like, oh, I know this is beautiful. Or if it's something that you like, oh, I'm interested in this is beautiful. So you're going to see the beauty in it, and beauty inspires. So when you see the beauty, you see the truth and the goodness, and you're open to receiving through that beauty. It becomes a connection. So ultimately, this harmonized tone is helping to amplify connectivity and connection. This is why even with crown chakra work, I say find the beauty in something. If you want to be connected to it, find the beauty, which is very similar to saying find the truth. Because if you find the beauty, you're going to see the truth. And that beauty represents as love. This is why they say she's the planet of love and beauty, but it's because of the harmony. It's not to be misconstrued with lesser than love. You know, very basic love. This is unconditional love. This is understanding. What I need from you is understand. It is allowing you to put yourself in an understanding place that brings you the peace that surpasses all understanding. Venus is really, this is her in her maturation. So we're being matured up in this upgrade, in this special delivery, like as the messenger is passing through, it's like special delivery, you know, this is for Venus. Did it get light? Did I lose light? I did. 1 second. My apologies to you for that. This is very bright light. Okay, light. Sorry about that. No cuts. We going straight through. That more likely was a message as well. That when things go dark, it's like we just have to find the light. There you go. Find the beauty, giving you an opportunity. If things are going dark, for some people they are, it's for us to find that beauty, that truth, that goodness that is really within. Throughout all the darkness, we will always be able to find the light. It's an upgrade that is really, our soul's delight. It's a beautiful thing. And let no one steal your light. Let no one steal your peace. Let no one steal your joy. This is what she is really imprinting on us. And I believe that's what I was saying when the light went out. It was like reminding us of the upgrade or the special delivery as the messenger passes by Venus. Like, special delivery. Here you go. Here's your package. Expansion of harmony and joy. So with that, let me share some of the download that I got. Faithfully, I can see my own handwriting. When it gets this dark, it's a little harder, and I didn't come out here with my glasses. So One of the message I got as I was waking up was put your feet on the earth. Put your feet on the earth. Your feet represent understanding. I mentioned some of this in the live. Your feet represent understanding, and understanding on the earth. Put your foot on the ground. Foot on the ground, feet on the earth. And I'm going to expound on this a little more, because it also kind of goes with some of the message that I was even getting about Jamaica. Put your foot on the ground. So some of us need to find the boots on the ground, but I'll get into that later. Your feet on the earth is putting your understanding in your earth and in the heart. Remember, the earth is the heart. So with that, we're to put our understanding, we are to put our understanding on our heart, as Venus, the planet of love and beauty, represents the understanding in love. So we are putting our understanding there by putting our feet there. Put your feet there, and literally to physically, figuratively, however you want to look at this, in every which way, metaphysically, put your feet literally on the earth as it's connecting you. When you sit with the earth and you connect with 2D consciousness, she's reminding us of the beauty of the earth. And the truth is there in so many ways within the earth if we allow it to unfold for us. So we're to connect. We are to connect in order to find and see the beauty in all as truth and goodness. This activates the harmony that Venus amplifies at this time to assist the cosmic messenger in seeding this in our atmospheric body, in the earth that in the earth right now, which expresses this through the expanded consciousness of the fifth dimension. So it's really seeding us into the fifth dimension. It's really helping us to ascend into the fifth dimension. All, right? All. And because what I'm seeing with this is some people may hear fifth dimension and say, well, I'm not there, or I don't think I'm there, so that's not me. It's for everybody. All are being activated by this harmonic tone. Bing! But only ones who are obedient and committed to the receptive activity will be ready to embody it. Only those ready and willing light bodies will be able to embody these light codes. And it may take years and years for it to fall and trickle down to the rest of the planet. It's a process. It's not overnight. It's not like all this stuff is happening and it's like, oh, Venus is here, beauty. Everybody's just going to magically see beauty. We have to seek it. We have to find it. We have to see it with our inner eye, with our inner senses, utilizing all senses, utilizing the wisdom in the wind, the 2D consciousness, right? Are we tuning into the wisdom of the earth, the old trees, the beauty in the plants that are like the messengers, like coming to let you know what's going on? So allowing yourself to embody it, and that's depending on the channel that you have and how you allow beauty to flow through you as you let your soul glow, right? Through the beauty, also through the beauty of the harmony in Venus, we're able to connect and integrate with one mind consciousness through the heart expansion within the unity frequency. That is the frequency, the love frequency, the unity frequency. And it's through this beauty that is in the harmony of it all that we're able to integrate. This is helping us, this seeding is helping us to integrate into one mind consciousness, our entire, as I said, individually, collectively, planetarily, the entire planet system, the solar system is coming online. And I mean through the evolution of the planets. That is another beauty that is unfolding right now, and it really is a replica. It's an example of how we're ascending through our minds. It's like the planets are consciousness, and we're becoming aware of this consciousness and the beauty of it, and we're seeing the ascension through the planets in time. There's a planetary ascension, and they're all part of this one mind consciousness, and our entire solar system is coming online with one mind consciousness. We are getting closer and closer to being more interconnected. See, and the wind picks up with the cosmos in time, with our galactic center. We're being pulled more into that, and that gravitational pull is happening through. Thank you, plant. It's like yay, is coming through the cosmic messenger that is seeding this. It's a part of this, right? So it's really an exciting time to see that happening. This is an atonement. I call it at one-ment. But this is an atonement that prepares us for the expansion of Jupiter's wisdom. Because remember, it's going to pass Jupiter next. Passing Venus now is like today for Venus, tomorrow for Jupiter. And it's really like tomorrow in the cosmic timeline. It's like tomorrow. Just like when it passed Mars, it was like yesterday. But in our time, it takes, of course, a little bit longer. So in a couple of months, by March, it will be passing by Jupiter. So it's preparing us for this expansion as we prepare now through our experiences with the maturation of Mars, right? Through the maturation of Mars' assertiveness and Venus's maturation as well in beauty, it helps us to be ready for the maturation of Jupiter's wisdom. So this harmonic dance that's happening now between like Venus and Mars, and right now it's being highlighted on Venus, the messenger is highlighting Venus.